All right, today we will be talking about graphing on the coordinate plane. So in mathematics, we use a grid that is called a coordinate plane to locate points. Okay, so right down here we have a coordinate plane that we are going to label together. Okay. The first thing, this whole thing with all these grid boxes and everything is what is called your coordinate plane. Okay. So that is the actual coordinate plane itself. And it is formed by the intersection of an x-axis and a y-axis. Okay, so now you may be wondering, what is the x-axis? What is the y-axis? So this line going horizontally across our page here, that is what we call the x-axis. And if you notice, there is a little x right here to help you remember that it's the x-axis. The one that is going up and down is what we call our y-axis. And again, there is a little y at the top on most graphs to help you remember it. And if there's not, then you are always welcome to write one there for you. The other important thing we have right here in the middle is something that is called the origin. So right in the middle is a special place called the origin. Okay. This is the point where the x and y axis intersect, and it is a special point that is labeled as 0, 0. So when we label our points on a graph, we label them with the coordinates, the x and the y. So this one would be 0, 0. Okay. Now, if you notice, our graph with those two lines is split into 4 pieces. In these 4 pieces, they have special names. Okay, they are called quadrants. So this first quadrant right here in the upper right-hand corner is called quadrant 1, and we're going to label these with Roman numerals. So we're going to say quadrant I. Okay. The second one is we're going to go in a circle to the left. So we're going to go to the top left one, and that is going to be quadrant 2. So we're going to label it II, because II equals 2. Okay, so that is quadrant 2. Make these all the same color, sorry guys. Okay, keep going around the circle. The one in the bottom left is in what we call quadrant 3. The way you do 3 is I, 3. And then the final one in the bottom right-hand corner is quadrant 4. And quadrant 4 is labeled as IV. Okay, it's labeled as IV. So these are super duper important because I may ask you where a point is, and I may say, what quadrant is this point in? So you need to tell me, look in quadrant 1, or look in quadrant 2, or look in quadrant 3, or look in quadrant 4. You need to be able to tell me where to look. Okay? All right, moving on. An ordered pair is a pair of numbers such as 5, -4 used to locate a point on the coordinate plane. Okay, so kind of like how we said that 0, 0 was an ordered pair. Okay, it's a special point that I can go look at. So in our ordered pair, we have the two numbers. The first number listed is always going to be our x coordinate. So that is the one that is going to be on the x axis when we're looking for it. The second point that is always listed is our y coordinate. I don't know how to spell, sorry guys. Okay, so it is telling us where to go on the y axis. Okay, some things that you need to remember, when you are plotting your points. So how can we remember which coordinate to plot first? How do we know where to start? Well, we just said above that our x coordinate was first and then our y. One way we can remember that is by knowing that x comes before y in the alphabet. Okay, we can also say that you crawl before you walk. So what this means is if we look back at our graph, your x-axis is here, so we're going to walk across before we can go up and down. So I think of it as an elevator. We have to find where we are on the floor first, and then we can move up and down in the elevator. Can't just magically go up and down with no stairs or no elevator. I have to find that elevator first on my x-axis, and then I can move up and down however many floors that I need to. Okay. And then another one is that you dribble a basketball before you jump up and shoot. So you dribble to the hoop before you jump up and shoot. So these are just a couple ways for you guys to remember that the x coordinate always goes before the y coordinate. When you are naming an ordered pair, moving right or moving up on the coordinate plane is moving in the positive direction, and moving left or moving down is in the negative direction. So if you look here, there's all the numbers here. So to the right and up is all the positive numbers. To the left and down is all of the negative numbers.